What's up, guys? What's going on? So we are here at Jubilee, and I am what am I, 13 days into my install. Tomorrow is day 14 and I'm out of here. I hope to get on the road like we normally do, about 2-3 o'clock, beat traffic, get back to the farm by 5 p.m. and enjoy dinner with my family. Something funny I'll point out, there's a huge, like 3,200 square foot barn going up. These guys started like 3 months ago, and the joke has been since I got here that I'll finish before they do, and it's looking like I win. We murk this like always. You know, we come in, we don't mess around, we get things done. You know, I'm not here to fool around and play games. I want to get the job done, get out of here, and get on to the next one. This planting trees is a important business to be in, so you know, I don't think there's anything more important in the world that I could be doing out here today other than, you know, designing these ecological landscapes, planting these edible landscapes. So I'm definitely having a hell of a time doing it. So I'm standing in the old sweet potato patch, which is kind of on the borderline of phase 1, phase 2, kind of working into where we started. And yesterday we actually planted out our first pond. See a couple of the red cedars up here. We have a lot of cord grass, a couple of firebush, and then all of those water plants went in yesterday. And there's, you know, bacopa in there, duck potato, alligator flag. Here's some, you know, cypress trees over on the edge. There's a really cool Japodicaba that has a neat trunk that's going to eventually grow out over that pond. A couple of sea grapes over there. There's those old hammy-eye bamboo. And I'm still going to add some grasses and some gaillardia and some different flowering stuff in here. And you know, when that plant order showed up yesterday, I honestly, those plants didn't even come with tags. When I did the research on these ponds, you know, we had picked the species. That's not my expertise. You know, that's not what, you know, my strong side is, you could say, is water plants. You know, I do know a few of the species. I do not know them all. So I actually feel very fortunate here. Phil, who I'm getting ready to go over to with the camera, used to work for me when we first started Green Dreams. He was one of my, you know, first kind of dedicated employees, you could say. You know, he was very interested in permaculture, very interested in what we were doing. Long story short, left for a little while and has come back. And you know, what I wanted to point out was, you know, when those plants got here yesterday, I knew Phil was the guy. I've got my hands full out here, laying plants out, watching over things, making sure the irrigation's going properly, making sure nothing's getting buried. I took that plant list, I brought it over to Phil. I said, listen, Google these plants, figure out what's what, figure out where they need to go in the pond, let's get them in. Took them about 2 hours. I watched them, you know, mark every plant out, divide the plants from pond to pond, what's going in this one, what's going in that one. He planted out this one yesterday, and he really just, man, he took that thing and he spearheaded it. And that's what we're looking for out here, you know, guys that are dedicated into this, interested in this, get this, and you know, can handle it, you know, handle these things on their own. So, you know, I can't be out here. I am out here because I love being out here, but I can't always be on every single job, you know. So I really do depend on these guys to think for themselves, figure things out for themselves, you know. What we really look for is common sense. We actually find common sense to be like a superpower these days, you know, and it definitely is a game changer out here when you're doing these type of installs, you know. I mean, being able to, you know, think for yourself for a second there rather than walking all the way across and asking that question can save me money and you time. You know, I hate to see people working harder than they have to, so this install has been a blast. And you know, now we're getting down to the final days. You're not going to see a lot of huge changes out here in the landscape. It's just going to get prettier and more finished. You know, I would look at this, like I had mentioned with the plumbing, you know, being that trim, you know, being the trim on the house, being the paint on the house, the mulch, you know, this is really that finishing touch. And let's just take y'all back through here. You have to see this because it's really starting to come together. I mean, this is, you know, almost like a state park or something. You know, when we originally did the design for this property, this whole front section was supposed to be like a park. It was only supposed to be natives. It was supposed to have, you know, tags and identification for what this native plant is, what that native plant is. And you know, as I'm working on phase 1, I'm looking at phase 2, I'm like, you know, this is, you know, phase 1 was very linear. The rows are all straight. You know, most are running north and south, some are running east and west. And, you know, or get over to this area and it's much more wild. And I'm like, wow, you know, this is much more similar to like what I have at my property. You know, why not mix in some edibles? So we mixed in passion fruits, we mixed in papayas, we mixed in bananas, we mixed in some of these newer varieties of mangoes, a tamarind tree, an avocado, some grafted jackfruits. So, you know, now there is some more exciting edibles all throughout this kind of oak hammock, wild native area that was here on the farm. So something I just wanted to point out to you real quick. Got some of that tropical sage going in. This is going to be a whole island of that. That's native. Oh, hey, good morning. Oh, wait, you're using a post hole digger. I don't think the auger would work too well there, huh? Pretty rooty. We almost bought an auger for this install, but it didn't happen. You know, I mean, when you look at the numbers here, I think we planted somewhere in the range of 3,500 plants, 4,000 plants. So, you know, it was almost justifiable because a lot of that material was in 1 gallon pots to get that auger. But we ended up doing it with some manpower. So it worked out. It's all good. You know, when you hit a root with an auger, it'll quickly tell you and it hurts. So I've learned the hard way. I had an auger back in the day, and you know, now that we're just strictly landscaping, I might end up purchasing one. Actually, the store I called locally to see if they had them didn't have them. I didn't want to wait. I was stubborn, so we went ahead. But we're up here at the very entry point. There's I guess you could say this is like a peninsula. So there's like a finger, you know, entry here coming in that opens up to this 10 acres. So this whole property is 12 acres. We've planted out about 5 acres. You know, this phase 2 is about 2.5 acres. Phase 1 was about 3 acres. Here's that large berm, Simpson stopper, mealy grass, dune sunflower covering it, a couple of live oaks. On this side, we've got cabbage palms, sea grapes, in fact, Apache grass. I actually don't normally do this and don't tell anybody, but I ordered a couple of pallets of Bahia sod yesterday. I do not like laying sod. That's on my bottom of my list of things to do. But it was kind of a had to. We have a lot of sand over here in this space. We're not going to just wait for the weeds to come back in. We want to keep that sand at bay. So, you know, everything around this island kind of going up towards that oak will sod in. That'll kind of close that off and finish that. These are all large Simpson stoppers, silver saw palmettos, and cordgrass. No, I'm sorry, mealy on the front, cord on the back. In this island, I really, really love these statement olives. These are European olives, arbequinas. Very popular crop right now in Florida. They do really well here. Not lots of pest pressure. Very hardy. They don't need a lot of water. You can press the olives for oil, or you can brine them and eat them like eating olives. Here we are. Here's our other pond. This is the one where we put the old hammy eye in last week. Got the cypress trees in, red maples, green saw palmettos. Along the front we've got mealy grass. And then this grass actually over here in the corner of the pond kind of just started showing up on its own, which is really, really cool. And we've got a guy down here working barefoot. Hey, what are you doing?
What's going on?
What's growing on, dude? What's your name?
Phil.
Hey, Phil. What's up, buddy?
Putting in the aquatics. You know?
Looking good, dude.
We got the Hatadoria cordata.
Whoa, whoa. You might have to give these guys some English, too. So what do we got? Pickerel weed, okay.
We got the Eleutheris intrica over there. The, what is that? The spike...
Bulrush, is that?
Spike rush.
Spike rush, okay.
Yeah. We got the canna folica.
That has some edible factors, huh?
Yellow canna lily.
Nice.
And then we got the, let's see, we got the alligator flag over there.
I see that in the center, okay.
Tilia geniculata.
That's gonna get pretty tall, right?
Yeah.
8 foot or so?
Close to 8 feet. Mm-hmm.
8 foot, nice.
I do have some soft stem bulrush just behind the grass. It's gonna come up above the grass.
Sweet.
Kind of bring it all together. And I get the Sagittaria latifolia here.
Nice.
And this is the duck potato. So it's
Another edible one, huh?
edible root tuber, yeah. It's really good.
Sweet.
Yeah. And we got some lilies over there that are going to go in.
Pretty cool.
The white fragrant lily, which is the Nymphia odorata.
Whoa.
And then we also have the Nymphia mexicana, the yellow.
So we got 2 varieties, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of exciting.
And we get the spatterdock here too, the Nufar lutea.
Wow, those plants don't look like much when they deliver them, do they?
No. I give them a little time.
We'll have to come back in 6 months and see this beauty
then
pulling in, but
they'll inflate.
I guess from back here y'all could kind of see it. We've really planted out the edge. We've got the hose going in it right now. We're bringing up the water level. The only thing we're missing is fish, and I think they've said there's a potential catfish in here. Maybe they've tried tilapia, so we'll probably bring some tilapia.
I got the Bacopa maniri here as well.
Whoa, hey, you can use that for your...
Best for last. Yeah, it's great for brain treatment.
Nice.
It's a very safe alternative for brain function.
I've heard.
Healthy, yep. So that's about it for this. Got about 11, 12 different varieties in here.
Cool. Thanks, Phil. Good job, buddy. It's looking good, man.
Thank you.
Keep up the hard work. Watch your feet there. No water moccasins, right?
Hey, no. I've been stomping around.
All right. Woo!
See you on the other side.
Like, subscribe, sharing is caring. Pound dirt.